Hey guys, this is brokerchooser.com, and now I'm going to show you how the web platform of Saxo Bank looks like. I'm going to log in and going to do a couple of things. First, I would like to buy some Japanese passive investment fund. Then I would like to show you, if you would like to know something about Apple, what you can find at Saxo. And third, I'm going to show you a bit how do the reports about your account looks like at Saxo. This is all for the review, how the platform looks like. This is not about what to trade and how to trade. So look at it as a user review. All right, so let's start it in. This is the login page of Saxo, and as you can see, if your internet browser remembers your password and your login ID, it's just a one-click login. I wouldn't call this the safest, but they don't have an SMS verification or this DigiPass or Pass or anything like that. Good. So when you log in, this is what you see. You see the news and research, you see some news, you see some opinions, you see the calendar, and then the bottom you see your portfolio. This is definitely not something what we recommend for you, what to invest in. It is much more like after logging in, how do my platform looks like. You have the account, which we're going to go in later, and you have the trading part. Okay, so let's go to the trading. And first, what I would like to show you is that what you do if you would like to invest into Japan. My aim is to show you, if you search here, how you can get to a specific product, which is an MSCI Japanese ETF. ETF is an exchange traded fund, which is basically a passive fund. Okay, so if you write here Japan, then this is what you're gonna get, which is basically a long list. And this is exactly the biggest advantage and one of the most confusing thing about Saxo. Saxo has a very broad product range and a very broad market access. So you can access to more than 30 markets, and they are trading FX, they are trading CFDs, they are trading stocks, they are trading futures and options. So when you write in something like Japan, you get a huge list. And if you're a relatively beginner, it's very easy to get lost throughout the offerings. So if you see here, just to take a few examples, this is like futures on the Nikkei, but here, for example, there's a CFD on the Euro-Japanese Yen. There's the Australian Securities Exchange, CFD. So this is very far from what I wanted to find. So as a next step, I'll show you, if I write here MSCI Japan, then again, I get a really long list. So you see here on the left side, this is a small icon which Saxo uses for product identification. CFD is of course CFD, but you also have EQF, and which is now an ETF. But it's very easy to get confused. Actually, I haven't even found what I was looking for, and luckily I know the ticker for the project for the product which I want to trade, which is EWJ, iShares MSCI Japan Index Fund. So even when I write the ticker, which is EWJ, I get the CFD, I get the ETF, which is the passive fund, I get a stock option. If you're not familiar with all these terms, CFD, ETF, options, you can check it up on our homepage on the brokerchooser.com. But you can also start to feel how confusing can it be at being at Saxo because of the huge offering. On the other hand, if you know what all these products are good for, this is a great place to be because you can have a one-stop shop for a lot of different projects. Okay, so now just let's check if I write iShares MSCI Japan, what will I get? And again, you can see it's just a long list. Let's go index fund, and still it's long, right? So, and I don't even see, yeah, here we go. here's what I wanted to trade. So this is also the pros and the cons of Saxo Bank. Good. So after you find it, you get this this page here, where you have some data on the last trade, high and low, and so on. You can see what are the bid and ask for the ETF right now. You have a graph, and you have a news flow, which is all fine. And at the charts, there's a basic chart form where you can do a couple of stuff and do some analysis here. If we go back and you get some data how the ETF was doing before, you click trade, and as you can see, it's a really nice, clean, minimalistic approach to show for your trading. On the order type, this is something which I like. You can also do a stop limit, for example, so not just buying the ETF, but giving a stop limit price for when to sell the stock automatically. This is not something which every platform offers. And also you see your nice big red button or blue button for buy and sell. So it's something which is catchy for the eye, and I kind of like it. Okay, so let's say I bought this Japanese fund, but I would like to hedge some yen exposure to euro. So I write euro yen, which you see pops up nicely. So it recognized yen. You didn't have to write in GPY. And you can go to spot forex, FX option, and CFD again. And if you go to FX, you see again some analysis here. And of course, if you want to trade FX, it looks different. Good. Okay. So what I was also saying to you, let's say you wanted to trade this Japanese fund. On the other part, you want to know about Apple as much as possible. So this is just an example for the sake of the test. So I go Apple, and again, there's a long list. Here you can also see that Apple is an equity, it's on the Nasdaq exchange, but you can also trade it on the German exchange. Again, handy if you know what you're doing. If you're new to it, it can get confusing quite quickly. Okay, so I come to Apple, and it's a similar stuff what we had with the ETF, with this additional part, which is the fundamentals. At the fundamentals, you can have the consensus, which is how many analysts are saying you should buy it, or how many analysts are saying you should sell it. You have a target price, you have a dividend, and if you want to get to more detail, you can go to Open Equity Research, where you have a lot of information about Apple. I don't want to go into all of the details, but you see valuation expectations, or for example, you have a rating distribution, how many analysts are saying you should buy, how many analysts are saying you should sell, and what is the consensus target price throughout time. Also, for example, on financials, you can get the P&L statement. You can also get the balance sheet, the cash flow, or you can get some valuation data in more detail, what I was talking about. And you can also have some comparable companies and cross-check Apple against others. So I think this is something really nice and not available at all trading platforms. Definitely handy, the fundamentals. And when you go to research area or news, this is something which is very good at Saxo, because there's even more to it. There's this platform so-called tradingfloor.com, and tradingfloor.com is a homepage operated by Saxo Bank and accessible for Saxo clients, which is basically a news and research platform where you can see what Saxo proprietary analysts saying about different products and different markets. This is really handy, and after you log in, it will be very dense data everywhere. Now, let's get to the example again, and let's see what happens if I search for Apple here. And you get a result for Apple, which is a bit disappointing, I would say, because there's so many stuff here. You just get confused. However, since Apple is a really popular product, if you go to topics, you can find Apple here, which drops you to the Apple page, which is again something nice. You can do some chart views here, and again you have a news flow, but this is now much more focused on Apple's. Either you have article which were written by the Saxo Bank analyst guy, or you get some editors' picks, what Saxo editors thought it's important from CNBC about Apple. Additionally, sometimes you also have videos. This is now a 2-month-old video about Apple, where one of the Saxo analyst guys talks about what he thinks about it. So again, I think this is nice, and this is something which is really there. Quite strangely, I couldn't find on this homepage the fundamental analysis part. I'm sure it's somewhere there, but I couldn't find it. Now, there's one more thing which I wanted to show you in this trading floor, which is Saxo is experimenting with this social trading thing, meaning you can sign in, you can do trades, and these trades will be open. If you want to, of course. And you can be followed, but I think it's better if I say you can follow others and see what others are trading. And here are some of these guys, and you can just click on them, and then you see what they were trading in the last times, and how their portfolio were going, how are their performance, and so on. You can see it's very Facebook-like here, and it's very Twitter-like here, because this is a flow on who traded what, and what did they do. Good. I think this could be a good source to get some ideas. Quite honestly, I never used it, but this is definitely something which you can look into. There's also a Saxo Strats quick link, which is basically the platform for all of these reports and analysis from the Saxo research guys. You can have a Saxo TV, you can have a Saxo radio, so it's all here. Okay, so let's go back to the web platform, and there's one last thing to check. How do your analysis looks like? So if you go to account, you have an account overview which is very detailed about the performance. You can see how you did in all different kind of dimensions, and when it gets to reports, I really like account statements, which is a good source to check your fees, how much did it cost, and what were the different costs. So this could be even better, but it's not that bad compared to other platforms, how you can get data about your performance and about your costs. And I think that's it. This was the review of Saxo's web platform. Very important to say, this is only the web platform. Saxo also operates a downloadable program, which is more sophisticated. You can tailor it more. And there's also a mobile platform. So this was only the web platform, but it can give you a good taste. How does it look like at Saxo? If you use Saxo, you have a view about how their platform is. Just leave a comment at the video, at the bottom of the video. And if you raise your interest and you would like to sign up for Saxo, go to our homepage at brokerchooser.com and check out how their prices are, how they look like, and you can also compare it to other brokers. Good. Thank you very much, and see you later. Bye.